For 15 years, Jahaga lived in a refugee camp in Nepal. Everyone at the refugee camp was the same race, spoke the same language, and had the same religion. Because the Nepalese refugee camp was separated from the rest of Nepal's government, many of the problems did not find their way into the refugee camp, which created a veil for youth in the camp. At the refugee camp, he explored the nearby forest in search of food. It wasn't his favorite thing to do, but he enjoyed being outside. After rainstorms, he would go into the forest to look for mushrooms to pick and eat. Other days, he would fish and hunt for animals with bows and arrows. Over time, he had become very skilled with the bow and arrow. When he wasn't collecting food in the forest, he would swim in the deep water of the nearby dam and natural lakes. He loved trying to swim as deep as he could. Even today, he is drawn to the water and frequently goes to local pools for the day. Nepal's government was in the midst of a 10-year civil war against the Maoist, also known as Nepal Communist Party, which ended in 2006. The war was sparked because of the growing separation between the wealthy and the poor. Thousands of Nepalese were displaced under the threat of being killed by government troops if they did not leave their country. Many families went to refugee camps in southern Nepal. Jahaga's parents, under the same threat, went to the United Nations refugee camp in southeast Nepal seeking refuge. After 15 years of living in the refugee camp, Jahaga and his parents moved to the New World along with many other refugees. On his way to the United States, he stopped in the Abu Dhabi airport. The confusion of masses of people and sounds of the airport caused him to become lost. When a man asked him for his passport, which was the only English word he knew, he just said Nepal over and over. Eventually, he found someone who spoke his language and managed to get back on track. Jahaga was expecting the United States to have tons of tall buildings, but when he arrived in San Diego, he was more amazed by all the lights. Although he was in a new country with a bright future ahead, he still was depressed from missing people back home. In San Diego, he found people who looked like him. He went up to them speaking his native language, but was met by confused faces and quickly realized that he was once again on his own in a new country. Jahaga is now a part of the International Rescue Committee and attends meetings every day after school at Crawford High. Jahaga is thinking about becoming a lawyer so that he can help people back home. He wishes to return home as soon as he is able to. He desires to be back with his friends and old home in Nepal.